How you doing, Scott? Good to see you, brother. Good evening, Miles of CMF. Good to see you as well, Tor. How you doing? Comatose, good to see you as well. How you doing? Monica, how you doing? Good to see you as well. T, good to see you as well. How you doing? Pure, good to see you as well. How you doing? Evening. Good evening, Miles. Good to see you as well. Ghost Boner, how you been? Funky Brother, good to see you as well. How you doing? Paul, good to see you as well. How you doing? Dennis, good to see you as well. How you doing? Hi, Miles of CMF. Orphan, good to see you as well. How you doing? Good evening, Miles and CMF. How are you doing? I'm doing great, Theos. Good to see you as well. Hi, brother Camel. Good to see you as well. Evening, Miles. CMF. Manny, good to see you as well. Billo, good to see you as well. CMF. Let's go. Sorry, I started the live by accident once, and then I had to cancel straight away. I don't know why it started because I didn't press the button properly. But it was a bit weird. But we are back. Let me get rid of the other one. Never mind, it's gone. So, amazing news today, to be fairly honest, regarding Gary Gensler quitting. Finally, it's happened. Him announcing that he's quitting, he's going to step aside. But it's also, what we said on the CMF Live, that Gary Gensler is going to be most likely quitting last minute, which is basically what's happened. Gary Gensler quitting last minute. Good evening, Miles, and on CMF. You're not coming up on X, Miles, just to let you know. I'm not coming up on X. It's a bit weird. On my side, it says it's connected. So why am I not coming up on X? Can anybody see me on X? CMF, am I on X as well? Yeah, I'm on X as well, JP. Gary's out. Yep. Shared the live. Yep. Hi, Miles. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Khaled, good to see you. How you doing? Good night, Mal. How you doing? And Crypto Family, good to see you and hear from you again. William, good to see you. How you doing? Yama, good to see you. How you doing? Bye-bye, Gary. Yes, facts. Definitely bye-bye, Gary. Share the live. Let's go, Scott. Gary's out. Let's go, Bill. Evening, Miles of CMF. Joe, good to see you. How you doing? Will we see the buy the room and sell the news on January 20th? No, because he's out, which means a new SEC chairman should be in anytime soon. Obviously, exactly on January 20th, but he should be in. So I don't think the whole, buy the room and sell news is going to be applying at that moment in time, particularly. Mystic Miles, let's go. Denise, how you doing? How you been? I'm on X. Let's go. Good day, Miles of CMF. Mike, good to see you. How you doing? Yes, I can see you. Yep. Yes, I can see you on X. Let's go, Pure. That's why you're not coming up on X, but you are now. I am now. Yes, I see you. Let's go, Ghostman. Yes, I see you. Let's go, Denise. Tell us what the effects of the US and UK and Russia situation is. We'll do the crypto space. Okay, so I'll be the first question I'll answer the moment I saw the live off. You're coming up now. I didn't know you had to restart. You had to restart. That's why you're on X. I think it meant was that your feed is not coming up. Yes, you're on CX. Yes, let's go. Yeah, I'm on X. T, let's go. He's going to do before he leaves like Biden. Hi, Miles and family. Troy, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? There was a disconnect on X after 12 seconds. I had to go out and come back in again. Let me check. Zenny, how you doing? Leah, I don't know what that means. Miles, great day for it. Miles family, let's go. Yes, it is. Facts, Joe's. Some damage. Good evening, Miles and CMF. I hope that everyone had a good night and day. Scott, let's go. Wall Street coming in. BTC, ETF market space. Yes. Yesterday, I revealed essentially on this live that, and the day before, that in terms of Wall Street, because the Bitcoin options on the Nasdaq are going to be activated, which they have been, which is why Bitcoin is also pushing up slightly even more now. Share the live, folks. Let's go, Scott. Hi, Miles and CMF. Stormy, good to see you. How you doing? Why Gary Gensler not fired today? Because he's not getting fired. He's resigning by himself now. Lena, good to see you. How you doing? So, before we go into the news, before I answer that first question that was inside the comment section, I just want to say to everyone, welcome to the CMF Live. If you're watching this for the first time ever, welcome to the CMF Live. The CMF stands for Crypto Miles Family, and this is episode 200 and... it says 207, but it's episode 208. I don't know why I say 7 here. But this is episode 208 of the CMF Live. If you're watching this for the first time ever, welcome to the CMF Live. Maybe I can edit it from here. 1 second, everyone. Yeah, I can. There we go. It should change now the title to episode 8 somewhere down the line. Okay, welcome to CMF Live. If you're watching this for the first time ever. On this live, I talk about the most recent news that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrency, CBDCs, AI, politics, vital information for you to know about regarding the world, complete transforming into a digital space. The disclaimer of this live show, as always, is not financial advice, not political advice, and whatever I say is only for entertainment purposes. And also, we do Q&As on this live as well, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So, welcome to episode 208 of the CMF Live, which is absolutely incredible. The biggest news today, without a doubt, is Gary Gensler resigning. Finally, Gary Gensler's resigning, let's just say. And this is going to be the biggest impact on the crypto space is obviously Gary Gensler resigning. January 20th, it may be. But a new SEC chairman, rules and regulations, banks, institutions, everybody's going to get involved. We have so much news to cover on tonight's live regarding Gary Gensler resigning, Ripple perspectives on the matter of Gary Gensler resigning. We also have news to cover regarding Trump media. Apparently, they're essentially filing in for a new payment system. We're also going to talk about the UK moving forward with rules and regulations. They're going to be coming out with a set of regulations at the beginning of 2025. We're also going to go through news topics regarding the matters of the SEC losing something in particular as well. Today, a judge has just declared basically that the SEC cannot be enforcing everything upon essentially certain companies or banks, which we're going to go through more in detail on that matter. We're going to be talking about FTX on tonight's live as well, because something exceptional is happening on that matter. We're also going to talk about USDC, EP208, and Stripe, the payment company. We're also going to go through the news topics of Mastercard and JP Morgan coming together to boost blockchain payments in terms of domestic payments or international payments. We're also going to go through the news topics on tonight's live regarding the European Central Bank, essentially moving a lot more faster rate in terms of CBDCs to get compete with China is what they're exactly trying to say. We're going to talk about Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novoscott on his perspectives on the market space moving forward. We're going to go through industry executives seeking positions on Trump's crypto panel, which is exceptional. The list of people and also the list of companies that are going to be on Trump's panel is quite interesting, actually. Now, before we go through any of these news topics, I just want to go into the comment section first and answer that one question that was... because I said the moment I started live off, I'll answer that one question, which is this one. Paul asked the question of, tell us what the effects of the US, the UK, and Russia will do to crypto space. So today it was announced that the UK is thinking about starting a war with Russia. Apparently, Putin was not happy that the UK and America was supplying arms to Ukraine, which I fully understand because they're helping another country to go up against Russia. And is that going to be affecting the crypto market space? Yes. Geopolitical tensions will always affect the market space, and whether it's crypto or stock market, it's going to be affecting the market space. Now, this is probably because, as I said previously, Biden trying to stir things up. Not Biden, because he's not all there, but the Biden administration or people in charge of Biden, for example, are the ones most likely brewing this war up before Trump takes his seat on January 20th, which is something I said to keep and consider that from now until January 20th, definitely consider the fact that geopolitical tensions can rise. It's the only factor that can bring this market down, the excitement in this market. But it will affect it, yes. But it shouldn't affect it for a too long period because Trump is taking his seat January 20th. Now, let's go back inside the comment section before we go to first news. By the way, I want to say thank you so much to everyone that's retweeting this live show right now. If you watch us on X, I'm getting notifications. Thanks so much to everyone that's retweeting this live right now, who's liking this live on X, who's also putting comments down outside the live video as well. And thanks so much to everyone on YouTube who's watching right now, and also liking the video as well. I'm getting notifications on that matter as well. Let's go through the comment section first before we go straight to the first news. Gary Gensler getting fired. What's the implications? What's going to be happening next? And positiveness is going to be bringing for the crypto space. So, let's see where you are at in the comment section. You were here. Payday can't come quicker. Just for my sake, I hope XRP goes down this weekend so I can get another bag. Let's go, Denise. Why pumping today? Well, one, because the Nasdaq has listed BTC options, which is why BTC is pumping. And two, Gary Gensler announcing he's resigning publicly is also bringing some more excitement inside the crypto space. Countless investments also coming into markets as BTC touches triple digits. Let's go, Frankie Butter, for the update. But good evening, Miles and family. Abram, good to see you. How you doing? I have 208. I agree. Let's go, Scott. Good evening, Miles and CMF. Ring Feather, good to see you. How you doing? I just saw all these bullish news on Bloomberg News. Small pump after Gary leaves. Yes, small pump. I'm so disappointed. I was hoping he would resign this week. Look, Gary Gensler is resigning either way is what matters. We know he's out the picture. News about China. China, I revealed yesterday that China is going to be also slowly opening its doors to crypto assets because they don't want to get left behind from the United States, becoming the capital of cryptocurrencies. And I revealed yesterday that Chinese courts have ruled in the favor of crypto assets being in the category of properties. So even China is slowly opening up their doors as well. Evening, Miles and CMF. Sempre, good to see you. How you doing? I wish he had resigned last week or the week before. I'm so disappointed. I want Trump to fire him. XLM and XDC, what do you think, Miles? XLM is a great project, and so is XDC. They're both definitely worth looking into if nobody has still, but amazing projects. Both of them will do exceptionally well inside the payment category. Miles, do you recommend EP208? It's a good project to look into. Pop goes the weasel, finally. Evening, Miles and CMF. Jason, good to see you. How you doing, brother? How you been? So, first news topic on tonight's live is Gary getting fired or resigning. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler officially resigns. Gary Gensler, the chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, will step down on January 20th, which is something that we predicted will happen. Last-minute job, as usual, when it comes to Gary. When President-elect Donald Trump's administration takes office, his tenure, which included conflicts with the crypto industry, will come to a complete end. The agency announced this essentially today. This is what he said. I thank President Biden for entrusting me with this incredible responsibility. This is what Gary Gensler said. I thank President Biden for entrusting me with this incredible responsibility. The SEC has met our missions and enforced the law without fear or favor, Gensler said. What an absolute moron, honestly. Jamie also released a statement and said, over the past 25 years that I've known and worked with Gary, he has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the public service at the SEC, and he's advanced the agenda that strengthens investor protections and the resilience of our capital markets. I am proud of all of what he has accomplished together on behalf of investing public and wish him the best in his essentially future endeavors. What an absolute moron again. Gary Gensler has done nothing for the crypto space, nothing for the investors, nothing for the banking system, nothing for the institutions. The man wouldn't approve anything except BTC ETFs, and that was just after getting sued by Grayscale. Crypto community celebrates. Gensler's resignation marks a pivotal moment for the crypto community, which has long criticized his leaderships for his tough stance on digital assets. His tenure, essentially, as the SEC has marked by continuous actions against major cryptocurrency companies like Ripple, Coinbase, and Kraken, leading to heightened tensions between the SEC and the crypto industry. The announcement has sparked optimism among crypto advocates, with many expressing hope that a new, more crypto-friendly leadership will open for a clearer regulation opportunities for innovation. While Gary Gensler's exit does not mark the end of challenges for the industry, it represents a key stage towards a potentially more favorable environment for cryptocurrency developments and regulations. With Bitcoin's price nearing $100,000 mark, the timing of this change here has added fuel to speculations about a new era for crypto sector, signaling both political and financial shifts that could shape the future of digital currencies inside the United States. I definitely could, 100%. But honestly, Gary Gensler resigning himself, trying to save the embarrassment, also probably not getting sued along the way. The best news the crypto space could have possibly got, which means now we can move on to a new SEC chairman, rules and regulations, banks, institutions, so on. But Gary Gensler making a speech that, he's thanking Joe Biden, another Sleepy Joe version, that for giving him this position, for what he has done. He's still so proud. Gary Gensler is still very proud of what he has achieved inside the SEC. He's achieved nothing. We have zero regulations still. A former CFTC chairman actually said he doesn't want to become the SEC chairman because he doesn't want to clean up Gary Gensler's mess. This was 2 days ago, where a former CFTC chairman said this, that he doesn't want to clear up Gary Gensler's mess in the SEC. And then 2 days later, Gary Gensler today announcing he's resigning and he's thankful and he's brought so much, in for the community, for the investors. And so he's done absolutely nothing. Thank God he's left as well. Now, on the topic of the SEC chairman essentially resigning by himself and always a last-minute job, Ripple's CLO, Stewart, has decided to, weighing on the matter. And he said, Stewart, essentially the Ripple's chief legal officer, has outlined critical recommendations for the future leadership of the US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. As the debate continues about the possible change of leadership, Stewart has stressed that urgent actions are required for digital currencies to coexist with existing laws. Stewart calls for seizing non-fraud related cryptocurrency lawsuits on the first day of the new SEC chairman. This is Ripple's CLO coming out and saying that on the first day with a new SEC chairman, basically get rid of every single case, including Ripple's one, obviously. He said this change would mean that the agency's current enforcement-based models would be replaced by a more flexible regulatory model that supports growth instead of enforcements. His proposed framework ensures that there is a proper, well-defined set of rules that govern the world of crypto and at the same time encourage innovation. Stewart also has mentioned that the commissioners Hester Pierce and Mark should be kept in the commissions. According to him, their involvements would help reaching more essentially rational on the issue of crypto regulations. And furthermore, Stewart also emphasizes the need for more people to get involved. He recommends that the SEC's Congress and other financial regulators come up with clear essentially frameworks and guidelines for the crypto community. This will help to avoid the situation in which the SEC will dominate the regulations of the cryptocurrency market space. Stewart instead also proposed a programmatic approach to regulations where the rules are clear and the governance is shared. I agree 100% with essentially what the CLO of Ripple has said. Even if we do get a new SEC chairman that is going to become very pro-crypto, I still don't believe that everything should be empowered to the SEC, even with a new SEC chairman. Getting a new SEC chairman is amazing, because whoever's going to be chosen next is going to be most likely pro-crypto. However, I also do agree with Stewart, Ripple's CLO, that whoever's chosen as next SEC chairman, even if they are pro-crypto, there should still be a power balance between Congress, the CFTC, and the SEC. There should not just be SEC again in control of everything, just in case we don't repeat history and we get a SEC chairman that might be quite annoying, whoever this new person is going to be. I think there should be essentially a power of balance between Congress, between the SEC, and between the CFTC. That makes more sense, because then everybody gets to weigh an opinion, and it's not just one person says it and we all have to agree. It's a collective of people coming together saying we should do this for rules and regulations and then move forward. That's a better idea. Stewart is definitely onto something, Ripple CLO. Now, moving away, and I'm guessing everybody agrees as well on that matter as well, what Ripple CLO has said, there should be a power balance. CFTC, SEC, Congress come together, make regulations instead of just the SEC, even if we do have a new SEC chairman. I believe everyone would agree on that. Now, moving on essentially from Stewart to Charles Schwab's. And we're going to go in and out of Ripple news today as well, in and out of essentially SEC news. But the next news we're going to be covering is Charles Schwab's essentially wanting to directly offer crypto to their clients, incoming CEO says. So Charles Schwab is going to be getting a new CEO, and their new CEO of this multinational essentially institution has just said basically they want to enter inside the crypto space. They want to most likely follow the footsteps of MicroStrategy. Now, we're also going to talk about MicroStrategy tonight as well, because MicroStrategy stocks have tanked slightly, which is quite odd. Bitcoin is reaching new heights and MicroStrategy stocks are tanking slightly. But before we go for the next news, let's go start in the comment section first, and then we go straight to the next news. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. And also, once again, thank you so much to everyone that's retweeting this live right now. I'm keeping on getting notifications. Miles, I may have missed it a few programs back, but how is the price of ETH determined? How is the price of ETFs determined? It's the price they start on, and then the price that's feeding into them. So the more people buy them, in other words. World Economic Forum is coming up as soon. We don't think the topic will be. World Economic Forum is coming up soon. What do you think the topic will be? Inside the World Economic Forum, what do I think the new topic is going to be? CBDCs. It's not going to be a new topic. It's going to be a topic they've discussed before. But the World Economic Forum coming up, they're going to be talking about CBDCs. Most likely, Ripple's going to be attending it again, giving a speech. HBAR should be attending it this time around as well. So should essentially Stellar Luminous, to be fairly honest. But they're definitely going to talk about CBDCs in the World Economic Forum, because in 2025, we're having a multitude of countries launching their CBDCs. Some are launching their test phase CBDCs, and some are actually rolling out their CBDCs. So Brazil was rolling out their CBDC in 2025. which the World Economic Forum and the Bank of International Settlements have praised them for that matter, said it's a brilliant CBDC. And Russia's coming out of their CBDCs, or India's. So the list of countries expanding onto their CBDCs in 2025 is incredible. So it makes sense if the World Economic Forum is going to be discussing the matters of CBDCs. They're also going to be discussing the matters of social credit systems, but what they like to call it is carbon footprint instead of social credit system. But those are the topics most likely they're going to be sticking to be fairly honest, in my opinion, because it's topics they've covered before, but they're most likely going to expand on them because that's where the world is headed towards. And those are the people that are in charge of everything, to be fairly honest, the ones that we get to see at least. With the 18 states that are suing, is Gary going to be personally held accountable, or will there be SEC that is accountable? So that's Joe's question. Is Gary Gensler going to be held accountable for the amount of essentially enforcement actions he's brought on the crypto space and random suings he's done? Yes, Gary Gensler is going to be accountable. It's not just that the SEC is going to be accountable, but Gary Gensler is going to be accountable as well for all the enforcement actions that the 18 states have brought against them, because the 18 states have mentioned that it is Gary Gensler doing these enforcement actions. Members within the SEC themselves in front of Congress have said that this is not the SEC's agenda to essentially enforcement by actions. It's the chairmen of the SEC's agenda to do this, to go after crypto companies. So yes, Gary is going to be accountable, not just the SEC with the 18 state lawsuits. Mr. Clean says crypto is SHIT. I don't know what to do with that, I'll be honest, Mr. Clean. People who comment crypto is bad, crypto is a scam, crypto is SHIT, what do you want me to do with that? Honestly, do you want me to call JP Morgan and tell them not to buy Bitcoin? Or do you want me to tell Vanguard? Should I call the CEO of Vanguard and tell them don't buy Bitcoin ETFs? Honestly, what would you want me to do with the particular comments like that of crypto is a scam, or crypto is bad, or crypto is this and that? What do you want me to do? Should I call the CEO of MicroStrategy and tell him stop buying Bitcoin and using it as a treasury for your company? Honestly, some people should really start using brain cells before they comment. Hi, Mars and family. Golden Dragon, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? I buy Cardano and BitTorrent. Okay, Cardano's good, but why the other one? Not saying it's bad, but just just elaborate on why the other one. Hi, how do you start crypto for beginners? If you're a beginner inside the crypto space, preferably I would say tune into this live every single day, because I'll update you what's happening around the world in terms of news, and it's completely free. But to be honest, I do everything for free. So you can also join a Telegram group of this live as well, which is also free. People will always help you out. Or you can join the X communities page of this live as well, which is also free. Or you can direct message whenever you want, and that's also free as well. Why is some coins no movement like Hulu? They will eventually in 2025. Could Gary end up in prison? Possible, yes, but is he going to end up in prison? No. Gary most likely will do some sort of a deal which makes the case go away. He'll pay a fine if he has to. That's pretty much it. I don't think he's going to end up in prison. Although I would love to see Gary Gensler in prison, I don't think that's ever going to be happening. That's just going to be a dream for now regarding Gary Gensler ending up in prison. Now, Charles Schwab is what we're going to talk about next. More companies are getting involved inside the CBDC, inside the crypto space. Any advice on Optic blockchain, please? Any advice on Optio blockchain? I don't know what their recent contracts are, to be fairly honest. I don't know what their recent contracts are, if they have any sort of licensings, but I'll be more than happy to look into it for you. Just direct message me it. Direct message me that, or leave a comment and I'll get back to your comment, no problem. Could Gary end up in prison with his dealings with the upside down pineapple? That's an interesting perspective. So if Gary Gensler essentially is found guilty for conspiring for fraud scenarios with essentially the FTX CEO Sam Beckman, because Sam Beckman and Gary Gensler have had closed meetings before, which Congress have asked many times from Gary Gensler to reveal what was discussed behind closed doors. So possibly under those conditions, yes. Thank you. I will subscribe to you. I need help. No problem, DJ Cooper. Do you want some? And then you get the weird ones like this one. Okay, here we go. So Charles Schwab wants to directly offer crypto to their clients, incoming CEO says. Financial services giant Charles Schwab has plans to directly offer crypto assets and investments to its clients. The president, incoming CEO Rick, told essentially Yahoo Finance in an interview today that his company is going to be opening its doors to crypto assets. Rick, essentially, who will step into the new role on January 1st, said that clients of the bank have already been active inside the crypto space through vehicles like ETFs and futures and closed-end funds, and have done essentially well on those assets. But the bank wants to take it a step further. He said, we also would like to directly offer crypto. He said, we've been waiting on a change to the regulatory environments, and we're confident that we think that we will come in a short order. So Charles Schwab was waiting for a regulatory change to happen before they enter inside the crypto space, which it has. Gary Gensler is resigning. The same day Gary Gensler essentially announces that he's resigning is the same day Charles Schwab comes out and does an interview and goes, yep, we're going to get involved inside the crypto space now because it makes sense. The regulatory change is happening. In 2021, the bank said that it would decide to participate in the crypto markets. It would highly competitive and disruptive. While it has far taken a back seat in the adoption of crypto, it hasn't been hostile towards the industry either. Unlike essentially Vanguard, for example, Charles Schwab has never blocked its clients from trading spot Bitcoin ETFs after they hit the market at the beginning of this year. The bank was also one of the main investors in crypto exchange EDX markets, which launched back in 2022 by a former senior executive at the trading giant Seattle Securities. In March of this same year, it also launched the Charles Schwab's crypto index, the STCE, an ETF that tracks the performance of companies that could benefit from developments or utilization of cryptocurrencies. Look, we're going to get announcements of a lot more essentially companies now making announcements starting tomorrow that they're going to be entering the crypto space. A lot of banks were struggling under Gary Gensler and the chairman of the FDIC, which they're both now resigning. So we're going to get a lot more bank announcements coming up. We're going to get a lot more essentially company announcements coming up. And it's because of Gary Gensler's announcement. Do you know what I am happy about? Some people are angry and some people are sad that Gary Gensler is resigning on January 20th. But what I'm happy about is because Gary Gensler, we all know Gary Gensler is the type of person that just loves the idea of annoying people. That's what he is. Gary Gensler loves the idea of annoying people. I knew for a fact this man was going to resign last minute. In fact, many times on this live, I said that Gary Gensler is probably going to resign 5 minutes before Trump takes his seat on January 20th. What do you know? Gary Gensler resigning on January 20th. Because I know he's the type of person that likes to waste everybody's time. But do you know what I am happy about? That Gary Gensler didn't wait until January 20th to make the announcement. That he announced it today. So some people are angry that he's resigning a bit late. Some people are sad he's resigning a bit late. What I am happy about is Gary Gensler didn't wait until January 20th to make the announcement. He made the announcement today. So at least companies and banks and everybody else knows that Gary Gensler is out the door. He's already announced it from now. January 20th, he's out the door. He hasn't waited until January 20th to say I'm leaving. So that is why we're going to get more bank announcements, more company announcements slowly coming up and saying, we're leaving. As in they're joining the crypto space. Now, so that's the happy part regarding this matter, that Gary Gensler didn't wait until January 20th to make the announcement. He said it now. So which means companies and banks and institutions know exactly what to do next now. And that is why we're holding Solana as well. I'm so happy, Mystic Mouse. Let's go. Denise, let's go. Misery loves company. Gary is miserable, so he wants to make everyone else miserable too. I agree. Facts. Your sound. What's wrong with the sound? Can everybody hear me properly? Can everybody hear me? Miles, is there a small issue with your mic? That's weird. I don't know why this is happening again. Can everybody hear me? XRP just hit $1.27. Let's go. Thank you for the update, Storm. We can't hear you, Miles. We can't hear you. You can't hear me at all? That's weird. A little choppy. Where is it? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Now it's fine. The sound is good. Choppy. Is it better now? Sounds fine, bro. Let's go, DJ Cooper. So now it should be better. Loud and clear. Brilliant. Now, yesterday I revealed to everybody, you're good on my end. Yesterday I revealed, loud and clear. Yesterday I revealed to everyone on this live that Donald Trump is thinking about, not Donald Trump, but the company behind Truth Socials, which is basically Donald Trump, is thinking about buying a crypto exchange. The crypto exchange in question was Backit. Now, on those matters, Truth Media or Trump Media trademarks crypto payment service Truthify. Trump's company is starting a payments company, and most likely it's going to be a blockchain payment company. Donald Trump's social media company mumbled launching a payment service following interest in buying Backit Exchange. Donald Trump's media and technology firm filed a trademark application for the Truthfire crypto payment provider and digital asset trading venture. Truthfire will also offer financial custody services, according to documents submitted by Trump Media and Technology Group per the New York Times. The firm currently operates the social media network Truth Socials with a lean team. Buying crypto trading services, Backit might be the TMGT's street play to expand its business and foray into the industry and rallied support around President Trump. The recently elected US president and his team also assessed options for its crypto advisory council. It's possible but unconfirmed that a new crypto role at the White House could spearhead this essentially squad focused on digital asset policies. And former Commodities Futures and Trading Commission Chairman Chris was among Trump's top picks for the so-called crypto Caesar. Cardano founder Charles Hoskin also recommended Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong via X, and retainers reported that the Crypto Council would prioritize forming a national Bitcoin BTC reserve. And Wyoming also Senator Luminous pitched a bill to buy 4% of Bitcoin circulant supply over 5 years. And Luminous also proposed the Federal Reserve swap of its gold certificates to fund a bigger US essentially BTC position. Okay, what I want to say is, so as we all know, Trump is forming a massive crypto community inside the US Department. Now, what Charles Schwab and Brian Armstrong and a few other people, which I'll tell you at the end of the live, are telling Donald Trump is instead of the people around Donald Trump only being Bitcoin maxis, Charles Schwab essentially is saying that not Charles Schwab. The founder of Cardano and Brian Armstrong are basically saying that the people that Trump should choose around his panel should be people that are in charge of crypto everything rather than Bitcoin maxis, which I 100% agree on. I think if Trump is going to be choosing people to surround him with regarding creating a crypto department inside the US government, I think he should be choosing crypto advocates that are pro-crypto, not just pro-Bitcoin, if you get my drift. Because Bitcoin maxis are sometimes too stubborn. Bitcoin maxis is Bitcoin everything, Bitcoin for life. But if Trump surrounds himself with pro-crypto advocates instead, they're pro-crypto on everything. They're pro-crypto on Bitcoin, they're pro-crypto on Ethereum, they're pro-crypto on Solana, they're pro-crypto on XRP, they're pro-crypto on XLM, and so on. So I do agree with Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, or Howard, essentially the CEO of Cardano, that if Trump is going to be creating this big crypto panel inside the US government, he should be surrounding himself with pro-crypto advocates in general, not just Bitcoin maxis. Because Bitcoin maxis are very biased. There's a reason why they're called Bitcoin maxis, because it's Bitcoin everything and nothing else matters. So I 100% agree with the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, and Charles, the CEO of Cardano, that it should be pro-crypto advocates inside the Trump committee rather than just Bitcoin maxis, because it gives every cryptocurrency a chance to do well. Now, what we're going to be talking about next is the UK. As I previously said, because the United States is going to become the capital of cryptocurrencies, the UK is also, well, every other country is going to get on board because they don't want to get left behind. Nobody wants to get left behind, because America is going to become the capital of cryptocurrencies. And I previously said, because of that, everybody's going to follow their footsteps. And now we're seeing that movement even more with the UK, the United Kingdom, announcing today that they're going to be coming out with a set of rules and regulations starting January 2025. The UK is aiming also for that title of crypto capital. And they're going to be coming out with a set of rules and regulations January 2025 so they don't get left behind from the market space. Look, as I said previously, if MicroStrategy can make 8 companies follow their footsteps and enter the Bitcoin space or the crypto space, if Slovenia can make the UK follow their footsteps to go towards tokenizations, then imagine what the US can do to the entire world. with the biggest market space in this world turning pro-crypto, everybody wants to follow their footsteps now. Every bank, every institution, every company, everyone wants to follow their footsteps. Every country wants to follow their footsteps, which is why I say the prices you're seeing now are very good. You know, Bitcoin's price is doing excellent. XRP did excellent as well. XLM is doing very great as well. HRO is doing good. Ethereum is doing good. Solana is doing good. Cardano is doing good. But the prices you're seeing now are going to be 10 times better. They're going to be when we move forward in 2025 due to the amount of clientele entering the crypto space, due to America becoming a capital of cryptocurrencies, American banks, American institutions entering the crypto space. And then because of that, other jurisdictions will look at the American market space and go, well, we don't want to get left behind. So Japan enters the market space even more. China is opening their doors slowly. Yesterday was announced by a judge that I revealed on this live that China has declared crypto assets as essentially commodities like property, for example. So more countries are going to be opening their doors, more banks, more institutions. And because of that, not just the corporate sector will be inside the crypto sector, but also the retail section would want to get involved inside the crypto sector as well. So the prices you're seeing now are great, to be honest. You know, Bitcoin reaching new heights, Solana, XRP, XLM, XDC, all these crypto projects are doing very well for themselves. But these prices are nothing compared to what's headed towards us. These prices are going to be 10 times better in 2025. To be honest, so this is like a teaser of what to come in 2025. And before we go into the UK news, let's go inside the comment section first, because the UK is changing their regulations. They're coming out with a set of regulations so they don't get left behind in 2025 January. But before we go through that news, let's go inside the comment section first. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So let's see what's going on inside the comment section, and then we go straight into the UK news. I feel like the camera's really close up ahead. Let me just move the bit back. There we go. I feel like the camera was in my face, was here. Sounds fire. Let's go. Hello, Miles, and how are you, brother? I'm doing great, Cali. Good to see you as well. Miles, I've seen a comment Joe made, free crypto course for beginners. How can I check it out? On Telegram. Go on Telegram, it's there. Join the Telegram group. The Telegram group, if you're watching this on YouTube, DJ Cooper, if you go to my profile on YouTube, the Telegram link is there for the CMF. Sounds fine. Stormy, thank you. Hello, Miles. How are you, brother? I'm doing great, Cali. I hopefully be XRP Lord. Miles, are you taking any profits yet? I'm worried about doing the same mistake of not taking profits like in March. Different ball game. So if you want to take profits, it's always a good idea. Just be fairly honest. If you want to take profits, if you've made a huge amount of profits on crypto assets, it's always a good idea to take some profits. It's never going to be a bad idea to take profits. But how I'm seeing it is, how I've been saying it for a very long time, is definitely a ball game. It's definitely a different ball game we're in right now. And I'm not the only one who said this. Grayscale has said that we're in a different ball game. JP Morgan analyst and Nicholas have said that we're in a different ball game. Eric, the Bloomberg ETF specialist analyst, has said that we're in a different ball game. Goldman Sachs have said we're in a different ball game. They're analysts. JP Morgan analysts have said this. Goldman Sachs analysts have this. Deutsche Bank has said this. Many other banks, many other institutions, they've all came out and said we're in a different ball game, and then things are about to change and explode on a different level. So in terms of taking profits now, it's not time for me in any sort of a way. But if you want to take profits, it's never a bad idea to take profits. You're never going to be, doing anything wrong to take profits. So if you want to go for it, do it. Why not? But personally, I'm not taking profits right now. This is just the beginning. As I said, this is just the beginning. We're about to go new SEC chairman, rules and regulation, banks and institutions, American market space, and then the world market space, because everybody follows the American market space. As the Bank of International Settlements puts it, if American markets sneeze, the world market catches a cold. So if the American markets are doing something right, the rest of the world is going to be following them. So it's too soon for profits right now. Told this bull run is going to be longer and utility-wise, yes. And also, we're going to a utility run as well. Let's not forget that one. The main factor of cryptocurrencies, the whole main point of cryptocurrencies is utility, which we're going towards right now. So way too soon. Told this, yeah. Hello, Miles and CMF Peg. Good to see you. So how you doing? How you been? I'm in Scotland, UK. Okay, DJ Cooper. I don't think selling XRP ever is wise if you got in below 50. Personally, I've always said this as well. XRP, XLM, XDC, XRP and XLM are two assets I'm never going to sell. I'm never going to be selling my XRP. I'm never going to be selling my XLM. Everything else on my portfolio is pretty much up for sale. But XRP and XLM, I'm never going to sell. They're going to be two specific assets that I only borrow against and to not get taxed. So I can't sell too much of my assets either because the tax is crazy. I'm going to be paying too much tax if I sell too much. So an alternative for me is to borrow against my assets and use them as collateral. So in most cases, I'm going to be borrowing against my assets and use them as collateral to not pay tax, because you can't get taxed on debt. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the majority of my crypto assets. I'm just going to try to borrow against them and sell them off bit by bit. But XRP and XLM, only borrowing against them, use them as collateral to not get taxed, because you can't get taxed on debt. Hi, Miles and family. Alex, good to see you. How you're doing? But places that I can do this with is HSBC Bank. In the future, you will be able to borrow against XRP and use an AMM. Yes, you can do that. Correct. You can do AMM now if you want to as well. You can, but I wouldn't do that personally. I'd rather go with HSBC. But true, very true. Alt season hasn't even started yet. Also very true. Hey guys, write down your goals and stick to it. Don't trade with emotions. Best of luck. I agree 100% with essentially what Bert has said. Miles, do you have any more news on Filter? I don't have any more news on Filter. Yesterday was the news I revealed on Filter that they just launched their programs regarding security, which is a very big concept inside the crypto space of not getting hacked. But no, I'm with you. Hold. Yeah, definitely hold. Miles, what is a small, medium, large, and budget? And will large budget make millions? Obviously, a large budget would, because you can do whatever you want inside the crypto space. Small and medium, you can also do very well inside the crypto space, depending on how you play your cards, choosing the correct projects that do very well, the rules and regulations with the best action to go through. XLM just went and XRP went up. Let's go. Now, UK. Every country is going to become pro-crypto now, very, very slowly, because of America, because of Donald Trump. And as I said previously, thank God Donald Trump won. Because if that OnlyFans Kamala Harris won, thank God she didn't win. But if she won, Gary Gensler would not be resigning. The crypto markets will not be boosting, and companies and ETFs will not be happening. So thank God, as usual, as I always say, thank God Trump won. Now, UK to deliver a comprehensive crypto regulation framework by early 2025. Why? Because the UK doesn't want to get left behind. A draft regulatory framework for crypto assets will be ready inside the United Kingdom early next year. A Treasury official promised at the City and Financial Global Tokenization Summit today in London. Some regulations were expected last summer, but a general election overturned those plans, along with the Conservative government of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Now, Keir Starmer's Labour government, which took office on July 5th, 2024, will present the regulations. The Economic Secretary to the Treasury Tulip essentially said that the regulations would cover stablecoins and staking services, as well as cryptocurrencies itself. Bloomberg reports on this. The essentially Economic Secretary to the Treasury said, doing everything in a single phase is simpler and it just makes more sense. I agree 100%. Stablecoins use cases do not make it a good fit for existing payment service regulations, and stablecoin legislation has been in the works since the release of their suite of discussion papers in October 2023, but was never expected earlier than 2025. The crypto industry hopes that staking can escape being essentially designated as a collective investment scheme, as that brings it with additional essential restrictions, Tulip said. And the summit, the speech that they give, for me, it doesn't make sense for staking services to have this treatment. The government intends to proceed with removing this illegal uncertainty accordingly. The former Conservative government expressed the ambition to make the United Kingdom a cryptocurrency hub. But so far, the country has often been seen as challenging regulatory blame. For that, perception is often placed on the Financial Conduct Authority, which is a regulator independent of the government. Meanwhile, the European Union markets of crypto assets, the MiCA regulations, will come into full force by the end of the year. With the continued offerings of regulatory certainty and the United States Trump administration being viewed as a pro-crypto, the UK is looking less and less attractive to multi-billion-dollar crypto industries. And the former government had promised new crypto regulations in July, but was not possible. So far, the Labour government's only attempt of a crypto regulation has been bill proposed in September to clarify the legal status of NFTs and cryptocurrencies and carbon credits by declaring them as properties. But yeah, the only reason the UK is moving forward with rules and regulations faster than before is because of Donald Trump, which just goes back to what I said. I said about a week back that because of Donald Trump and because of America becoming the capital of cryptocurrencies, everybody's going to follow America's footsteps. So honestly, the prices you're seeing now are very good, but they're going to be 10 times better moving forward in 2025. The price is going to go 10 times higher. Because America going for crypto, everybody's going to go for crypto. Every single country is going to go pro crypto because of Donald Trump. Every single bank is going to go pro crypto. Every single institution is going to go pro crypto, which means the entire retail section of every country is also going to go pro crypto as well. So the prices you're seeing now, I mean, honestly, they're good, but they're going to be 10 times better. Second type. So let's go to the comment section before we go for the next news. By the way, the next news is related to the SEC, and it's something quite interesting because the SEC just lost another major case, which is a massive positive for the crypto space. And it was announced today by a judge, the same day Gary Gensler has resigned. But before we go through that news, let's go to the comment section first. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. Is Nexo a good place to borrow against your assets now they are regulated? Yes, Nexo is a good place to borrow against your assets. I agree. Second time in a week, we've heard someone say to borrow against assets wise. Yeah. Second time you've heard it in a week. I said every day borrow against your assets. Obviously not financial advice in any sort of way. And $1.30 XRP. That's amazing, honestly. Even Miles of CMF, hope you're feeling better, Miles. I'm feeling great. Pierce, good to see you, brother. How you doing? Do you feel there will be another pullback entry point for XRP, or do you feel it will be keep on going up from here? The only way the crypto market space can come down in price point is if we have geopolitical tensions. Two factors can bring the crypto market space down. The first factor that can happen is geopolitical tensions. So this whole Russia and Ukraine thing is spewing up again, or Iran and Israel. That could be a situation as well. So if a war does start, it's going to be starting from now until January 20th, because after January 20th is Trump that's in power, and Trump will not let Russia start a war or Ukraine start a war. So if any wars are going to be happening, it's going to be happening now or never. So that's one factor that can bring the crypto market space down. The other factor that can bring the crypto space down is the matter of a bubble, which is a massive bubble that we're heading towards. Now, that bubble could be mid-2025 as well. You never know. There's a crisis bubble, like 2008. The retail section collapsed. But those are the two major factors. One of them can play out now. The other one can play out later. No major pullbacks now on XRP, just constantly in price. Yes, I agree with that. Do you think Labour will get rid of X soon? They don't like Elon and free speech. No, I don't think the Labour Party has the capabilities to get rid of X, to be fairly honest. Where can borrow assets from? Where can you borrow assets from? HSBC Bank. You can use your assets as collateral in Hong Kong or in Dubai. If anything happens to Trump, can we be confident that the new government will implement everything he wants to? No. Because you need, which is a great question, very great question, Shelley, regarding if anything happens to Trump, for example, would this new government still move forward pro-crypto? It's possible that the government will still move forward pro-crypto, because there are still 200 politicians. The Republican Party is very pro-crypto because they're getting paid, because they're receiving donations from crypto companies for a crypto pack. So it's possible they still move forward pro-crypto. But even if something happens to Donald Trump, the next person in line would be JD Vance, and JD Vance is pro-crypto as well. So we're good on those bases. Next person should be JD Vance, to be fairly honest. But it's a good question, Shelley. Very good question. Because something you never know. Gary created another bill for the SEC in the court case and left. Yep, I saw that. Hey, you know about call options and stocks? I don't do stocks, I'll be honest with you, just crypto, mate. Sorry about that. I mean, I talk about stocks here and there, just letting people know about some new startup companies at the blockchain sector, but other than that. So, Gary Gensler. Big win for crypto. The judge tossed out an SEC broker deal rule. So the day Gary Gensler essentially the day Gary Gensler announces he's resigning, which is today is the same day that this happened. A U.S. federal judge has evaluated the Securities Exchange Commission's SEC broker deal rule. which defined that brokers to include liquidity providers and automated market makers managing over $50 million in their capitals. The rule adopted essentially on February 6, 2024, faced criticism for imposing stringent regulatory requirements on decentralized crypto projects. The U.S. District Judge Reed O'Connor ruled against the SEC today, stating that the court concludes that the SEC exceeded its statutory authority by enacting such a broad definition of dealer unearthed by the text, history, and structure of the Exchange Act. Marissa Couple, the head of legal at the Blockchain Association, celebrated this decision, calling it a huge win for the crypto industry. The rule had essentially been upheld, would have been required decentralized networks to comply with Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering such AML regulations, tasks many argued were impractical for such platforms. Even within the SEC, the rule faced internal dissent. Commissioner Mark, for example, criticized the expanded dealer as well definition, warning the public should be concerned about the immense scope of this essentially claimed jurisdiction. Hester Pierce, also nicknamed the crypto mom for her crypto-friendly stance, also commended the rule, arguing it went beyond the SEC's regulatory authority by targeting decentralized protocols. So there's more to go on, but I just want to tell you one thing. Why is this important of what's happened today with the judge declaring that the SEC is wrong and this rule is going to be exempt and completely taken away? Because Gary Gensler was trying to enforce regulatory actions on the DeFi space, which meant that DeFi companies, for example, Consensus with MetaMask and so on, Trust Wallet, they had to start revealing information, is what Gary Gensler wanted. And then that failed. A judge has came out today and basically said that what the SEC was trying to do was wrong and it's impractical, which means that rule, that stupid rule Gary Gensler created, has now been tossed out by the judge. And not only is the crypto space happy about this, but people who are going to be replacing Gary Gensler as the SEC chairman are also happy about this. And two of these people work for the SEC. Hester Pierce, she still works for the SEC, and she's even came out and said that, yes, it was a stupid rule that Gary Gensler basically created to stifle the DeFi space, which is now being tossed out. Mark even came out, essentially, another person that's going to be replacing Gary Gensler. He came out as well, and he said it's great that the judge has essentially declared it and tossed it out. Even with the SEC, the rule faced internal dissent. Regarding essentially Mark and Hester Pierce going against it in April, advocacy groups, including the Blockchain Association and the Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas, sued the SEC, accusing it of overreach and hindering innovation. They argue that the rules stifled the growth of decentralized finance and other essentially blockchain-based projects inside the United States. Despite the setback, the SEC can appeal the ruling to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. If pursued, this could essentially reinitiate the legal battle over regulatory oversights of decentralized crypto networks. Is the SEC going to appeal the judge's decision regarding trying to take control of the DeFi sector? There's no point. Gary's going to be leaving January 20th. But unfortunately, knowing Gary Gensler, he might try to appeal this and long it out, but it still doesn't matter. He's leaving January 20th. Any case Gary Gensler touched inside the crypto space is either going to be dismissed or settled. This is not my opinion. Well, it is my opinion, but it's also the opinion of a former SEC chairman and a former SEC commissioner and a former CFTC commissioner as well. They've all came out and said that when Gary Gensler resigns or leaves, any blockchain case this man was working on will either be dismissed or settled, which means the Ripple case is going to be dismissed or settled, which means that XRP will be the only crypto asset in the same category as Bitcoin. That one is going to burn. I mean, the XRP haters, I don't know what the XRP haters are going to do. Probably apply for a new job. Because a while ago, I sent out a tweet as well. Just want to put that in perspective. A while ago, I sent out this tweet. Before I read you the next news, a while ago, I sent out this tweet, which was, a lot of people stated, for example, that the XRP is going to get left behind, for example. XRP is going to get left behind. People should sell their XRPs in this bull run and so on. People made so many ridiculous perspectives on XRP. And I said, basically, I said this. I said, many think, and just in case you're watching this for the first time ever, I'm never wrong. Sometimes. Nope, never wrong. I said on 7th of October, on the 7th of October, 2024, I sent out a tweet. It's on the X communities page of this live. And I said, many think XRP will miss this bull run. The upcoming surge will be a utility-focused market space. XRP's utility far outshines its competitors, with banks and financial institutions backing it. XRP isn't just a part of this run, it's poised to lead it. Not even Gary Gensler can stop what's coming, is what I said on the 7th of October 2024. Not even Gary Gensler can stop what's coming. I said this before essentially the Trump presidency and so on, which essentially Trump getting announced, Gary Gensler getting fired and so on. Because a lot of people still assume that XRP is going to get left behind in some sort of a way, and it isn't. I'm telling you right now, XRP is going to be, is poised to essentially move forward, and it is going to be the leading asset in this matter. And then I sent out another tweet on the 14th of November, 2024, and I said, when Gary Gensler steps down, the Ripple case gets dismissed or settled, and regulations take shape in the US. XRP will be the only regulated token alongside Bitcoin. I wonder what the XRP haters will tweet when they can't use XRP for clickbait anymore. These are all facts. They might have seemed like random tweets on the 7th of October or 14th of November, but right now they all look like facts. Just being honest here. Honestly, what's heading towards us is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, more positive news moving forward, which is regarding FTX. FTX to begin paying creditors and customers by early 2025. This is incredibly bullish as well. You see, FTX's downfall was massive. It impacted the crypto space quite bad, depending on how you look at it, because some people were shorting the market at that moment in time, which they were making money. But here's the thing. FTX is going to be paying back people January. Starting January, FTX is going to start paying back people. Now, essentially, is FTX going to be paying back people using crypto? No. FTX is going to refund everybody in fiat or stablecoins, which means more money is going to be entering the crypto space starting Q1, just from the FTX, essentially people getting repaid. FTX has announced when it will start paying back its creditors and customers. The company's Chapter 11 essentially plan, approved in October 2024, is expected to become effective in January 2025. According to the press release, the company will begin distributing proceeds to creditors within 60 days after its plan's effective date. John, the chief executive officer and chief essentially reconstructing officer of FTX, expressed the company's commitment to finalizing the process. We are pleased to announce that we will begin distributing proceeds in early 2025. As a part of the plan, FTX has set specific requirements for customers and creditors to receive their payouts. Customers must establish an approved account with the FTX distribution agents and complete their Know Your Customer verifications. They also need to submit their required tax forms before the distribution record date. The company is working with distribution agents to manage the payments out and ensure compliance across global jurisdictions. The final arrangements with these agents can be expected to be completed by early. FTX will essentially announce specific dates for payouts before the end of December after the courts have approved and distributed claims reserve amounts. The first tier of payments will go to the holders of the claims and the plan conceived classes, with the initial payments expected within 60 days of the effective date of plan. Claims traders should note that transfers made within 45 days of distribution record dates may be reflected in the claims register, and distributions on these claims may go to the transfers. The company's plan includes paying over $6.6 billion to the creditors. About 96% of its creditors support the plan, making it one of the largest repayment efforts in recent history. One of the largest repayment efforts in history is about to be made from FTX. The crypto exchange that dragged down the entire crypto market space is about to be the one that pushes up the crypto space even further. $6.6 billion is going to be essentially refunded starting January from FTX to everybody that lost money on FTX exchange. They're going to be receiving stable coins or essentially fiat, which means a huge amount of the retail section or institutions are about to receive newfound money, you could say, that most likely is going to be used to enter the crypto space again, which is amazing. Honestly, not only are we getting new SEC chairman, rules and regulations, banks coming in, institutions coming in, cases getting dismissed or settled, but we have FTX repayment happening in January as well. $6.6 billion is about to be refunded in January in stablecoins or fiat. That is going to be re-entering the crypto market space. Probably not every single dollar, but the majority of it should be entering the crypto space because it's going to go to the retail section. Now, also, if you were somebody that was essentially impacted from FTX, it's good news for you as well, to be fairly honest. Now, before we go for the next news, which is regarding USDC, Stripe, and EP208, the crypto project, the payment system, the payment service. So before we go through that news, let's go to the comment section first. Let's see what's going on there. As I said before, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer the questions you may have. I read out your name, then your question, give everyone an answer. Woohoo! Let's go, Casey. There, Lost Miles. Facts. Let's go, Shelly. Miles, dollar. How much is medium and large budget? Small budget is 1 to 10. Above that is 10 to 50, and above that is large. I remember that every time they say that, I buy more XRP. Let's go, Mike. Facts, Miles. Never been wrong. That's very true. I've never been wrong. Honestly, thank God for the wisdom God's given me. Miles is a seer. He sees the future. sees the future. Miles, I don't think for now to sell any of my assets. I will go. You're going to be using them as collateral, is what I'm guessing you're trying to say, Callie. It's a good plan. Somebody mentioned I'm bold. Well, it looks like you can see because I am. Do you feel $20.50 XRP, $20 to $50 XRP is possible in 2025, Miles? It's possible. Yes, it's possible. Now, USDC. USDC and CCTP to launch on EP208 with Stripe, adding EP208 support in crypto products. EP208 Foundation today has announced the upcoming integration of Circle's native USDC and cross-chain transfers protocol on the EP208 network. So EP208 network, USDC, Circle, and Stripe, the payment company. Stripe is the #1 payment company for Shopify. They've just essentially made the announcement that they're going to be using EP208 pretty much as a backbone. These integrations make EP208 the home for DeFi and the fastest, cheapest, and most reliable enterprise-grade blockchain, further expanding its global financial ecosystem. The integration of EP208 crypto project into Stripe's crypto on-ramp and payments out essential products, paired with native USDC, will provide reliable fiat and off-ramps, on-ramps and off-ramps for EP208's network, streamlining merchant pay-ins and payouts, and offer a seamless connection between traditional financial spaces and blockchain technology. Today, USDC is the largest regulated dollar, backed by stablecoins with over $37 billion in circulations. With more than essentially $160 million in circulation of EP208, Bridged USDC is the most prevalent stablecoin available on the network. With this integration, the native USDC will be issued through the regulated entities of Circles directly by the EP208 network, and CCTP will essentially enable developers to design cross-chain experiences by connecting their EP208 apps to the network of supported blockchains. Bridge providers such as Stargate, built on layer zeros, will provide a smooth transition from the existing Bridged USDC and EP208 native USDC over time. There are no immediate changes to EP208's bridge built on layer zero, and it will continue to operate as normal. This is what was mentioned between the partnership of EP208 and Stripe, the payment company. Adding support for EP208 blockchain inside our crypto products broadens consumers and merchants essentially access to more efficient global funds and flows with stablecoins, whether it be the retail accepting payments from around the world or the platform paying creators, no matter where we are, said John Egan, the head of crypto at Stripe. This collaboration brings Stripe's global network together with the power of EP2S blockchain, opening new avenues for both merchants and consumers to access efficient stablecoin payments. The DeFi ecosystem on EP2S has grown to 5 times its original size in the past year alone, and that is clear, said Nikki, Chief Product Officer at Circle. EP2S has emerged as a highly efficient money move across the globe. The arrival of the native USDC and essentially CCTP will only enhance this and further the vision we share with EP2S Foundation team of a future where secure digital dollars create a more accessible economy for everyone. So if you are somebody that is into EP2S, this is amazing news. Stripe and EP2S coming together, that is absolutely incredible. Now, moving away from Stripe, the payment company, to another payment company, Mastercard. Mastercard and JP Morgan have announced today that they're going to be collaborating together to enter the payment space even more with blockchain technology, and they're going to be boosting cross-border payments around the world. But before we go through that news, let's go inside the comment section. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. And the next topic we're going to be talking about is Mastercard and JP Morgan, another payment system. So let's see where we were inside the comment section. We were here. Miles, I don't think from... Okay, I read that one. $1.20 XRP now below. Let's go. Your crystal ball is working overtime today. Let's go, Mike. XRP just dumped to 58 cents. Mastercard and JP Morgan. Mastercard, the global fintech giant, and JP Morgan are working together to improve business-to-business cross-border payments using blockchain technology. They will combine Mastercard's multi-token network with JP Morgan's Kinix digital payments unit. According to the announcements, this partnership aims to make international transactions more efficient, transparent, and faster. This collaboration aims to solve common problems in cross-border payments like slow settlements, for example, and issues caused by different time zones. By using blockchain technology, the integration will create a smooth payment process that reduces complications and improves the overall experience for businesses worldwide through Mastercard and JP Morgan and blockchain technology. Furthermore, this partnership combines Mastercard's MTN's connectivity with Kinix. Now, Kinix essentially is Onyx Payment. JP Morgan changed the name of Onyx to Kinix. Don't know why, but they have. Kinix digital payments. This lets clients make payments through a single API. The system allows businesses to process payments faster and more efficiently without the hassle of managing multiple payment systems. Most importantly, the blockchain system will improve transparency by showing real-time transactions. Raj, the head of digital assets at Mastercard, highlighted the importance of their partnership. He stated that blockchain can create real-world value by fixing key problems in traditional financial systems. The Kinix team at JP Morgan also expressed hope that the collaboration, mentioning that it could improve BTB payment efficiencies. Recall that Mastercard announced the addition of 5 new startups to its essentially Start Path blockchain and digital asset program on May 15th. The Start Path blockchain and digital asset program is a fintech accelerator focused on identifying and nurturing innovation in blockchain and digital asset startups. Among the new additions to the Mastercard program, a Cupola, a crypto payment and card issuer, Puffin, a blockchain software firm, and Pika, a decentralized physical infrastructure network deepen firm. Other essentially additions include Triangle, a data platform, and Vinly, a blockchain developer. Mastercard emphasized that this program explores specific use cases and trials across real-world problems. Kinix, JP Morgan's private blockchain platform, has evolved from its early days as being known as Onyx to Kinix now, experiencing impressive growth since its launch. Kinix is positioning itself as a leader in blockchain-based financial operations. The network has moved over $2 billion in daily transactions and a total notional value of over $1.5 trillion. The platform is on track to handle even larger volumes as its capabilities expand to more currency, essentially pairs. Likewise, Kinix will simplify liquidity management and reduce risk by allowing clients to make international transactions at any time. With partners like Simmons, BlackRock, and Ant International, JP Morgan will create a essentially multi-chain system for instant transactions. The first phase of this initiative will focus on dollar-euro settlements. However, pending regulatory approvals, JP Morgan plans to add more currencies like the British pounds. So, JP Morgan, Mastercard coming together using blockchain technology. That's great, honestly, because it's going to bring more eyes into the blockchain space than it already is on it. But we're going to hear essentially a lot more announcements like this. But also, if you didn't know, Onyx is no longer called Onyx from JP Morgan. It's called Kinney's instead. It's a weird name, but they're going with it anyways. Now, moving on essentially from JP Morgan and Mastercard coming together and launching this new initiative to Bitwise. Bitwise has joined the race of applying for a Solana ETF. We're getting more Solana ETFs, and they announced this today on the same day Gary Gensler is resigning. Look, all the ETFs that have already been applied, the filings that have been done, they're all going to get approved now because Gary Gensler is resigning, new SEC chairman, January 20th moving forward and so on. All these ETFs, the 3 XRP ETFs will be approved now. The 3 Solana ETFs will be approved, and the other ETFs that are in progress regarding Bitcoin options and so on. And the ETFs for Ethereum will be refiled again with staking capabilities, which will help the price of Ethereum climb that ladder for once in a while. But next, we're going to be talking about essentially Bitwise joining the mounting race of Solana ETFs. Before we go through that, let's go inside the comment section first. As I said previously, this is a live. If you do have any questions, go for inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer the questions you may have. So happy to finally hear Gary Gensler's resigning. Can't stay today. XRP, excellent. Sending it today. Thanks, legend. Let's go, Shelly. Shelly, enjoy your day out, and see you tomorrow same time as usual. XRP, just done 258. Bitwise joins mounting race for Solana ETFs. Crypto investments firm Bitwise took a big jump Thursday towards offering a Solana exchange ETF inside the United States. Paperwork filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) makes a Bitwise the 4th investment company vying to offer a Solana ETF behind Canary Capitals, which filed essentially in October, and essentially Van Eyck and 21 shares, which kicked off the race in June. Donald Trump's coming return to the White House has reset expectations for the crypto industry, making once a far-off regulatory proposition more plausible. Current SEC Chairman Gary Gensler is set to step down from the agency on January 20th when XRP is sworn into office. One of those propositions is that Solana, the fuel for transacting on Solana, is much in the same way that ETH is on Ethereum, could soon be wrapped in the ETF for easy tradings by Wall Street investors. Bitwise has already offers a variety of ETFs tracking BTC and Ethereum, the 2 crypto assets generally treated as commodities in the US. It also has shown a gambler's proprietary essentially for filing ETF applications over more controversial assets such as XRP and Solana now. Solana is one of the stars of this year's bull run as a hub for trading activities, especially among meme coin traders. Its SOL token is also knocking on the doors of all-time highs, not seen since late 2021 at the peak of the last bull run. Bitwise also regarding its Solana ETF plans and earlier this week with the corporate findings essentially in Delaware. Chief Investment Officer Matt Hugan confirmed the filing's legitimacy but declined to comment further. The crypto investments company markets heavily to registered investments advisors inside the US. It reported $5 billion in assets under management last month, and the Chicago Board Exchange, also Bitwise's exchange partner for the proposed product, published a 19B4 form for all 4 applications today. Bitwise's S1 form, another necessary piece of paperwork for the launch of their ETF, had not yet been published at press time, but it is apparently going to be published. So a Solana ETF, one more is on the list right now, Solana ETF. We're going to get a lot more ETFs happening. A lot more ETFs now because of the Gary Gensler announcements. We could possibly be getting some Cardano ETFs, maybe announcements, AVAX ETF announcements, more XRP ETF announcements. Now, moving on from Bitwise's ETF announcement to the European Central Bank. The European Central Bank has urged a faster action on digital euro aimed at growing essentially global CBDC race. The European Central Bank wants to move a lot more faster on their CBDCs because they want to compete with the Chinese market space. But also in 2025, as I said previously, in 2025, a multitude of countries are going to be launching CBDCs in 2025. Some in the first quarter, some second, third, or fourth quarter. And a multitude of regulations are going to be coming in 2025 as well from different jurisdictions around the world, is mostly because America become the capital of cryptocurrencies. Things are going to be faster, but also competing with the CBDC market space. China is obviously well ahead of everybody else. The European Central Bank is urging an urgent action on developing a digital euro, warning that a slow progress of legislative process could leave Europe behind in the race to develop a central bank digital currency. The European Central Bank's digital euro project manager, Evelyn, demanded a faster progress as major players such as the UK and China are actively discussing their own digital currencies. Evelyn spoke to the Euronews, saying that it's important for Europe to speed up as it doesn't want to fall behind those competitors. There are no EU-wide digital payment solutions, and 13 of the 20 countries that comprise the Eurozone did not have a national card scheme. These nations, however, are dependent upon Visa and Mastercard rather than banks. The European market remains fragmented. Noted that essentially, Evelyn, with only non-European entities competing with solutions for much more of the continent, and to close the gaps, the European Central Bank launched a CBDC exploration project in October 2021. However, the project has been delayed as the legislation process continues. The European Parliament and the Council of the European Union have to complete a legal framework for the digital euro to actually see the light of day. Almost 17 months after the European Commission first suggested the digital euro, this step has not been taken. These delays worried Evelyn, who said they could make Europe essentially less able to finally develop the digital euro in a timely fashion. She highlights that the digital euro must be prepared at the right pace and for the right reasons. But Evelyn is hopeful that Europe will retain its place in the global field of CBDCs. While there isn't a specific timeline for when the digital euro will launch, the line that says 2025, she emphasized that while Europe is a leader in CBDC space, it continues to work and will keep its forefront of innovation inside the space. The UK is going to be launching some sort of test CBDC British pounds in 2025. Russia with the digital ruble in 2025, Brazil with their digital CBDC named Drex 2025. The EU is going to be in 2025 as well. But what the EU is mostly concerned about regarding the digital euro is the regulations need to be there before the CBDC gets released. Now, and also CBDCs, a lot of people assume CBDCs might be going away because of Donald Trump. It's not possible. 98% of countries are in CBDCs. CBDCs are still going to be happening even inside the United States. That is the only thing Trump can't stop. Trump can stop everything else. Trump can stop essentially World War III from ever scenario of World War III ever happening. So he can stop wars. He can make the country the capital of essentially cryptocurrencies. He can do everything he wants. And as I said previously before, thank God Trump won. Amazing president. Honestly, the best president the world has ever seen is Donald Trump, without a doubt. There's nobody else that compares to that man by a mile in the politician space. But on the matters of what he can do, what he can't do, he can do everything he wants except stop CBDCs. CBDCs will never be stopped. Nobody can stop it because the World Economic Forum wants CBDCs. The Bank of International Settlements wants CBDCs. The International Monetary Fund wants CBDCs. And these are people that are in power. They have too much power. They're not going to let anybody come and stand in front of them. When it comes to CBDCs, 90% of the world is already in CBDCs. They could be at a research phase, a testing phase, or implementation of testing, or launching phase. And that was essentially those are the numbers from the Bank of International Settlements, 90% of centralized banks. But moving away from the European Central Bank feeling like they're getting left behind, they need to move faster on their CBDCs, and 2025 is going to be about CBDCs. As much as 2025 is going to be about crypto innovation and blockchain innovation and companies getting involved and banks getting involved and rules and regulations and a new SEC chairman and the world is getting involved because America has become the capital of cryptocurrencies. As much as 2025 is going to be all about that, but it's also going to be about the launches of CBDCs in 2025 because a lot of launches are going to be happening. Now, moving on from that news to Mike Novoscott, the CEO of Galaxy Digital. Now, I've said previously regarding Mike Novoscott talking about, even a few nights ago, I revealed that Mike Novoscott is saying essentially that we could be heading towards some sort of consolidation type scenario in the crypto space. Mike Novoscott stated that there are too many long positions inside the crypto space. A few nights ago, Mike Novoscott did an interview, billionaire essentially CEO of company of Galaxy Digital, mentioned on live news that there's too many long positions open, and that if there are too many long positions open, it's bound to get liquidated inside the crypto space. So he's saying the closer we get to $100,000, we're going to be seeing a drop the moment we get near 100,000 or past a little bit past $100,000 on Bitcoin. We're going to see a drop happening because there are too many long positions. There are too many people having 20x positions, 50x positions, 100x positions, and all these crypto exchanges. And these exchanges, look, the simplest thing is they're not going to be paying out. If they do, it's probably because they have a lot of money laying around. But in most cases, they do tend to liquidate people for those reasons. If there are too many short positions open on an exchange, vice versa, if there are too many short positions open on an exchange, then that exchange will most likely liquidate and make the market bull. Same scenario will play out the other way as well. If there are too many long positions open on the exchanges, Binance, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Kraken, these exchanges will not be paying out the multitude of people trying to do 20x futures trading or 50x futures trading or 150x futures trading. They ain't going to be paying out. So that's what Mike Novosco's opinion is. He just brought this opinion back. He said this 2-3 days ago on live news. He's saying the same thing now, but obviously he didn't go into much detail on the same way I just did of why he's saying this is because the exchanges aren't going to be paying out. But Mike Novosco decided to double down on his opinion in some sort of a way. So, and again, just want to say this is not the outcome of what to come. It's an outcome to consider if you want to. Bitcoin is racing towards $100,000, smashing records along the way. Early Thursday essentially traded at $97,000 with an all-time new high of $83,367. But not everyone's popping champagne bottles. Mike Novoscott, the CEO of Galaxy Digital and seasoned crypto investor, is one of the skeptics. Bitcoin hitting 6 figures feels inevitable, he said on Squashbox. But the markets on Bloomberg essentially, drawing in leverage and corrections are coming. Mike Novoscott called out the sheer volume of borrowed money in the system, warning that the crypto market's relentless climb won't last forever. The crypto community is leveraged to the essentially grills. He said predicting a pullback is going to be happening. That doesn't mean Bitcoin is about to crash, he said. Mike Novoscott is confident that the cryptocurrency won't dip below 80,000, where it stood before Trump's re-election, sparked fresh optimism inside the market space. Still, he cautioned that a Bitcoin-like stocks like MicroStrategy could face even more brutal corrections. Just want to also point out that does the gentleman read the chat? Yes, I do. How you doing? Can I please share your wisdom you learned from life? I will share it in 2 minutes. But yes, I do read the comment section. How you doing? The ends is always called the X end. I'll share you my opinion in about 2 to 3 minutes. Let me just go through this. But I do read the comment section. Now, regarding Mike Novoscott, just want to point this out. Mike Novoscott essentially mentioning that the pullback is going to be happening and that even MicroStrategy is going to go through corrections. MicroStrategy is going through corrections today. MicroStrategy went sliding downwards today, which is odd. MSTR stock tends to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up, MSTR stock goes up. Bitcoin goes down, MSTR stock goes down. But interesting enough, today, Bitcoin goes up, MSTR stock goes down. That was odd. And it lined up with what Mike Novoscott said, that, that could be happening as well. So one of the things he said has happened. The other one has not happened in any sort of a way. But also on the mentions of him basically saying that there is too much leverage money and that Bitcoin won't go below 80,000. Mike Novoscott stating that Bitcoin won't go below 80,000 even if we do have a correction. I believe that as well. If we do have some sort of a correction, it wouldn't drastically drop in any sort of way. Bitcoin will not drastically drop. Reasoning why is because there are too many ETF positions. As I said previously, institutions buy crypto. Institutions will buy an asset for a 5-year projection, 10-year projection, 15-year projection, or 25-year projections. So that is why you never saw Bitcoin go to $20,000 when people thought Bitcoin will go to $20,000 and it never did, is because institutions buy an asset for 5-year projections and 20 and so on, 25-year projections. Hence why you never saw those drops, drastic drops when people were expecting, people said institutions will never enter. Bitcoin needs to go to 20,000 for institutions to enter. There was a load of BS. I was the only one saying, no, it doesn't have to drop. Institutions have money. And so we'll put that to one side. But I do also believe, if we do have some sort of a scenario of that happening, we're not going to get drastic drops due to the ETF space. Also, MicroStrategy has been in a tier with its stock soaring 650% this year, thanks to its Bitcoin buying frenzy. The company recently raised more cash by issuing convertible bonds to grab even more Bitcoin, fueling the hype further. While this strategy has grabbed headlines and made it Wall Street's favorite, Mike Novoscott isn't impressed. He said, "I personally wouldn't tell my investors to buy straight Bitcoin," he said, dismissing such a leveraged play. November is turning out to be one of the books, with Bitcoin up 34.17% so far. It's the best November since 2020, driven by essentially a post-election rally and a huge institutional activity. February was another standout month, boosting 43.86% surge, but much of the year saw Bitcoin stuck in a tight, essentially, range between $50,000 and $70,000. The breakout has reinitiated excitements inside the market space, and a big driver of this rally is the Bitcoin ETFs. Institutional investors have been piling into these funds, creating new demand that's been pushing the prices higher. Despite a mysterious sell-off where a seller unloaded $14 to $15 billion worth of Bitcoin between 92,000 and 94,000 last week, the market has shrugged it off. Bitcoin kept climbing, demonstrating its ability to withstand big hits. Altcoins also are having an amazing time as well in this moment. XRP, XRP, TON, ADA, and SOL have all surged after the US elections, with the market sentiment boosted by Trump's pro-crypto stance. Daily spot trading volumes for altcoins have hit $18 billion on November 11th, the highest since August, showing renowned interest across the board. Trump's administration has essentially been a breath of fresh air for the crypto enthusiasts who expect more favorable policies inside the years ahead. XRP in particular is having a banner of a year. On November 15th, the XRP Ledger network recorded 3.5 million in daily decentralized exchange DEX trading volumes, driven by its newly launched automated market maker. The spike in activity coincided with a surge in activity addresses, hitting their highest levels of 2024. Meanwhile, Tron, for example, hit its all-time highs as well, thanks to its record-breaking transaction volumes and the growing dominance of USDT on its networks. Tron also now possesses 10 million transactions daily, while the supply of USDT on the network has swelled to over $60 billion. Tron isn't also sitting idly as well. Either its network activity remains robust, with daily active addresses hovering near 1 million, a staggering jump from that just 60,000 at the start of the year. Much of its growth can be traced back to the April integration of USDT, which has become one of the most active tokens on the network. Since its debut, USDT circular supply on TON has hit $1 billion, attracting more liquidity to the platform. Look, I want to say one thing about Mike Novoscott as well, so people could, maybe if you want to think about his outcome. And it's not the outcome, it's an outcome to consider what Mike Novoscott said. But Mike Novoscott is the exact same person. Just want to put this out here. Mike Novoscott, making this bold speech that things can go south, is the exact same person that said Kamala Harris, not even joking about this one, Mike Novoscott is the same person that said Kamala Harris is more pro crypto than Donald Trump. I mean, you have to be utterly a moron, even for a second, to assume Kamala Harris is more pro crypto than Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has been actively saying he's pro crypto. Kamala Harris has been silent. So Mike Novoscott is the same person that said Kamala Harris is more pro crypto than Donald Trump. So, if you want to consider Mike Novoscott's opinion, don't consider it as the outcome. Consider it as an outcome that could play out, but take it with a pinch of salt, honestly. This man is a moron on a whole other level. But one of his outcomes played out, but the other one, Kamala Harris is more pro crypto than Donald Trump. Sure she is. That's like saying a bicycle is faster than a Ferrari. Honestly. It's genuinely like saying a bicycle is faster than a Ferrari. Kamala Harris is more pro-crypto than Donald Trump. What a load of BS. But that is basically Mike Novoscott's opinion regarding the matters of the crypto space and where we could be headed and so on. That there could be too many leverage positions open, the exchanges won't pay out, which means the market have to do a little consolidation so people can get liquidated before doing the next leg up. But now moving away from Mike Novoscott's opinion to Donald Trump and the Trump administration. Let's go inside the comment section now. Let's go through the comment section first before we go through the Trump news regarding crypto assets. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down in the comment section. More than happy to answer the questions you may have. So let's see where we were at. We were here. Okay, hello, how you doing? The XN, greetings from Kuwait. How you doing? Miles, you surprised me a lot. Gary Gensler resigns. I have been aboard for a week. I've been aboard for a week to my father of low funeral. I have no time to watch your live. You miss. Miles, you surprised me a lot. Gary Gensler resigns. I have been abroad for a week to my father of low. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, Kali. If you were at a funeral for your father, I'm sorry for your loss. Can you please share some wisdom you learned from life? Yes. One of the quotes, well, my father has many quotes. So can I share? So can you please share some wisdom you learned from life? Yeah, I have the quotes that I have and I live by from all from my father. So one of them is, don't think about today, think about tomorrow. So everything I do, today will impact me tomorrow. It's a simple quote, but has a big understanding behind it. Anything I do today will impact me tomorrow. So don't think about today, think about tomorrow. My father always tells me as well to not look at the tip of my nose and look beyond it. What that basically means in the most simplest way is if you look beyond the tip of your nose, you get a bigger picture. So, and this can be applied to everything. So if I'm reading a news article, for example, and it's suggesting one thing, but if I remember my father's quote is just don't look at what's in front of you, look what's beyond that. There's always a bigger picture, is what the quote is trying to say. So don't take everything as gospel in life. Don't take everything as gospel in life. And there's always a bigger picture. There's always two sides to every story, is what that quote means. So there's a lot of quotes my father tells me to live by, but those are just two of them. So in terms of what is the wisdom I've learned from life is from my father. I learned my wisdom either from my father or from my mother or from God. Does this jot me the chat? Yes, I do. So there you go. Miles needs to follow you. Mike needs to follow you and get a clue. Facts. Regarding Mike Novoscott. Industry executives is what we're going to talk about next. Industry executives seek positions on Trump's crypto advisory. So if you don't know, Trump is creating an advisory council. So he's going to be surrounding himself with pro-crypto, essentially, pro-crypto advocates and so on. But what you don't know is that what's going to be surrounding Donald Trump is not just pro-crypto advocates, but also blockchain companies. So, industry executives are reportedly, because everybody's talking about, the Bitcoin maxis that are going to be surrounding Trump, the Bitcoin maxis, the Bitcoin mining companies, and Trump's very pro-Bitcoin, which is all true. But he's also pro-crypto. And the people that he's going to be surrounded by and the group that he's creating to lead America into the capital of cryptocurrencies, well, here is something that majority or nobody knows inside the crypto space. You're about to find out now. Industry executives are reportedly seeking a seat at the President-elect Donald Trump's highly anticipated Crypto Advisory Council, which will be responsible for crafting regulatory policies and expected to establish a Bitcoin Street Reserve and regarding cryptocurrency regulations and so on. According to the retainer's report, Coinbase is going to be taking a seat around Donald Trump. Coinbase is going to be taking a seat around Donald Trump. Ripple is going to be taking a seat around Donald Trump. And venture capital firm A16Z are among some of the firms looking to join the council. The council may be nestled under the White House National Economic Council, but this is not certain. It's a retainer's report. And the council may operate as a separate standalone entity. Speaking at the North American Blockchain Summit, Bitcoin advocate and co-founder of Satoshi Action Fund, Dennis Porter, explained that the importance of establishing a Bitcoin Street Reserve in the United States. He said, a great way for us to protect ourselves from outside influence, Undue influence from foreign advisories is to be essentially the market buying and selling Bitcoin, acting as a shock absorber for the incredible Bitcoin miners. And that essentially will be here in this country. Porter continued by comparing the establishments of a Bitcoin Street Reserve to the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 and the United States government acquisition of Alaska in 1867, a point of previously stated by the MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. We brought these things for pennies on the dollar, Porter remarked, and argued that the US has the same option to do the same today by adapting Bitcoin as a reserve asset before other countries beat the US to the punch. So, a lot of people just assumed that the crypto advisory that's going to be surrounding Donald Trump and shaping the United States' policies and regulations, not just for Bitcoin, but for the entire crypto space. So these people are going to be essentially creating the policies. And obviously, after a few voting is going to be implemented, but these people are going to be in charge, or these entities are going to be in charge of creating regulations for the reserve asset of Bitcoin, regulations for stable coins, regulations for staking, regulations for DeFi, regulations for crypto in general. And these people are going to be in charge of that matter. And it's not just pro-crypto advocates of Bitcoin maxis. Companies, blockchain companies are going to be a part of it as well. And again, this is just according to one report, but it is from retainers. So you can take it with a pinch of salt of credibility. But Coinbase apparently is going to be taking one seat. So is Ripple. So is A16Z, the venture capitalist company, and so on. So was that the reason why Ripple had a sit down with Trump and the Bitcoin maxis didn't like it? Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, had a sit down with Trump as well. A16Z maybe had a sit down as well. But we do know that Brian Armstrong had a sit down with Trump. We know that Ripple CEO had a sit down with Trump. And then now we have a retainers report coming out saying that it's not just people or politics, it's not just crypto people that are going to be surrounding Trump in this council of advisories for regulations and policies. It's also going to be companies. The companies they mentioned is Coinbase, Ripple, and A16Z venture capitalist company, and a few other companies which they didn't, it's just not on the full, but it's on the report. So if you didn't know that, now you know. But take it with a pinch of salt. But there's some credibility to coming from retainers. But again, take everything with a pinch of salt. But still amazing news. Amazing news. Because I didn't want Trump to be surrounded only by Bitcoin maxis. The last thing I wanted Trump to be surrounded by was only Bitcoin maxis. The main issue with Bitcoin maxis is that it's Bitcoin and nothing else matters. And that's wrong. So I always wanted people around Trump to be pro-crypto. So they're pro on every crypto asset, not every, but legitimate crypto assets, not just Bitcoin. There's more to blockchain than just Bitcoin. I get the point, Bitcoin is an amazing asset as well. In its own category, Bitcoin is great. But there are also many other options out there as well in different categories. That should not be overlooked is what I'm trying to say. Now, we've also, if anybody's got questions, go for it, because we've also come to the endings of tonight's live as well. So if anybody's got questions, go for it inside the comment section. Now is your time. If you have any questions, we could do a smaller Q&A, or we could come to the endings of tonight's live, because I do have a meeting as well early morning. But all good things must come to an end, and they have right now. This is the endings of tonight's live. I just want to leave everyone with a note as well. Now that Gary Gensler is out of the picture, if you're somebody that isn't still into XRP, I suggest you reading about Ripple. I suggest you reading about XRP, because if you're still somebody that's hating XRP or against XRP, I suggest you stop changing your position. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind ridiculously. Because Gary Gensler being out of the picture now, SEC dropping the Ripple case or settling the Ripple case, XRP gets regulated alongside Bitcoin. XRP ETFs is what's going to be happening next, and so on. What do you think is going to be happening? So if you're somebody that's against XRP, I suggest you start changing your opinion, because XRP is going to, let's just say you don't want to get left behind. Did they sneak and approve an XRP ETF or something? Not yet, no. Not yet, no. Just hit $1.31. Let's go, Stormy, for the update. No, they haven't sneaked in an XRP ETF yet. Good night, Miles, and all CMF. Thank you for all the news. Let's go, JP. See you tomorrow, brother, sometime as usual. So, if you're watching this for the first time ever, this was the CMF Live. It stands for Crypto Miles Family. On this live, I talk about the most recent things that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrency, CBDCs, AI, politics, regulations, vital information for you to know about regarding the world completely transforming into a digital space. This was episode 208 of the CMF Live. I know it says 207, but it's actually episode 208 of the CMF Live. I think it changes after this live is done. But honestly, thank you so much for everybody that tunes into these lives. Just thinking about it, we're on episode 208 right now, which is incredible. So if you're watching this for the first time ever, this was the CMF Live. My name is Miles. I'm your host as always. This was episode 208 of the CMF Live. Episode 209 will be tomorrow at 11:25 p.m. UK time onwards. And also, if you haven't already, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe if you already haven't. Tune in every single night. If you're watching us on X, follow me if you already haven't. Tune in every single night and get involved inside the comment sections. Don't be shy. Get involved inside the comment sections, no matter what your questions may be. I'm here to answer everybody's questions. These live shows are free for everybody to join in. And also, you can join the Telegram group of this live show as well, which is also free. It's called the CMF, the Crypto Miles Family, which is what the CMF stands for. You can also join the X communities page of this live, which is on my X profile. If you go to my Twitter or X profile, you will see the CMF Lounge, Crypto Miles Family Lounge communities page. Join that as well. Thank you so much to everybody that retweeted this live, who liked this live, who subscribed, who followed. Thank you, Miles. Mickey, let's go. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles and CMF. Funky brother, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Callie, good night, Miles. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Thanks, Miles, and good night to everyone. Stormy, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. We appreciate Miles. Good night, family. Lena, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles and CMF. Thanks for the great news. Free and forever. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Pierce, good night, Miles and CMF. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. I'll be seeing everybody tomorrow. Same timing as usual. And once again, I want to say thanks so much to everyone that retweeted, liked, and subscribed and followed on me during this live. I just joined how I will watch the reposting on YouTube. Let's go. Happy Pisces. See you tomorrow sometime as usual as well. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Miles. See you tomorrow. Orphan, see you tomorrow sometime as usual. Great live as usual, Miles. Thank you. Good night, all. Jason, see you tomorrow sometime as usual as well, brother. I will be seeing everybody tomorrow. Same timing as usual. By the way, you can also message me if you want. Message me or call me. I don't charge any money. I'm always here to help people inside the crypto space. See everybody tomorrow. Same timing as usual. Everybody have a great day or a good night, depending on where you're around the world. I'll see everybody tomorrow, same time as usual. CMF, have a great day or a good night, depending on where you're around the world. See everyone tomorrow. Good night, Miles. Mike, see you tomorrow, same time as usual. Great live as usual. Thank you, Miles. Good night, all. Jason, see you tomorrow.